Right, I'll just show you. I did this one. The other day. That one. And I thought, I've got these trees here, why didn't I put that one there? So I thought, I'll do another one. Move that tree to there. Will's my lobster. I can lay out wherever I want. So I'm gonna that tree there. Spin that upside down so my paint drips that way. Right, just get some blue, I think. Just mix up a bit of blue. Everything's all my paint's dry. I just add water to it. You don't waste as much. In fact, I'm gonna wet this first. Just wet it a little bit. That'll probably be enough. You haven't really got to be dead exact with them lines out like that. There we go. That's that. And then put a bit of burnt umber into that. It's going a bit green, but I quite like it. So right, that, yeah, leave that like that. That's burnt umber and green. So now, what I might do now, back into my blue and just come down this side a bit. Pop a little bit of burnt umber into that. Just come down that side. Down there. More water. There we are. That's me thingy side. Same there, look. Through there. Down here. Tiny tad of one umber back in that one. Down there. Like that. That one's going to stop there because that one's coming in front on it, so I best try this brush and just soak that bit up. I don't want that running away with it, and that's got to stop there. Right, tidy that bottom bit up there. A bit there. Right, that's that. I'll tell you what, let's do this water at the bottom here. Mix some same blue in. I'll just wipe this straight in here. A tiny bit darker blue at front there, and then I'll pop a few little streaks of this brown in just to make it reflect what's happening up there. Look. Well, that's nice. I'll leave that at that. I suppose now get some make it look like the snow's cutting through now. So put some stuff in. Thinking how to do this. I wonder if I can just have a little something like that, perhaps. Just perhaps dab it. Even dab and then smudge maybe. I did have a palette knife somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. I could dab it with a palette knife. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Found a palette knife. This should do quite good. I can dab it in like that, look. Oh yeah, that's perfect, look at that. So that's just a plastic palette knife, look. Oh, I love that. I've gone into a bit of burnt umber there. And then just into there like that, look. stroke a bit like that with this palette knife and all. Oh yeah, that's working brilliant. So if you've got out like that, I think I did one a bit like with this. It's just an old tube and I just folded it over, did exactly the same, used it like a palette knife, look. Just dab it. So you could even do that, look, dab it like say exactly the same, look. Bit more blue as I come back into these bits. Yeah, look at that. And then you can drag it with that as well, if you want to drag it, like that. So if you haven't got a palette knife, like that, or get one of them, make something. Right, so that's that. Some down here. I'll dab a tiny bit of brown on there. Probably seems to be better more when I just dab it, I think, than when I slide it. That'll do. I think what I'm going to do now, get my brush really dry and do a Brickwick dry brushing on there. That's just a dry brush. I'm just doing a bit of that. Yeah. Just towards one bit. Turn a brown in there and all. There we are. A bit of that as well. See? This is good as well, that, because it's got that flat end. You can do it with that. I'm sure you'll find something to stick some bits on with. Find something that works. Like that, look. Bits. That's it. I think that's done it. Not the effect really. Actually, when I've done that, it's got a blob of a different colour on what I didn't really want, but not to worry. Right, so that's that. And get some distant trees in there. I think I'll stick with me. What do we brown? I'll take these both ways because they're going to be reflecting in that water and all. I think I'll just come all the way across. Now I'm going to stick a bit of green in. This is just some, literally just some dirty green, what's already on my palette. So it's great, it's be like an hooker's green with just a load of mucky painting. Right, I'm going to go into now, just some burnt umber, and stick that in as well. More. See how this brush, because it's dry, it just stays like that. Good little brushes these are. This is called a hike brush or a hacky brush. You call it a hacky brush. Might even go into a little bit of black. I'm not quite thinking that's quite dark enough. Then again, I don't want to get too carried away. I'll leave it at that. Right. And then, oh, I'll tell you what I could do. Back into a bit more blue. These bits down here, look, could have some bits going up. You usually get some of these trees going up these mountains and stuff like that. So if you do a bit of that, that's always going to look good. If you just going up them mountains there like that, you often get that. So a bit of green in there. That's just a few of them trees going up that mountain like that. A couple up there. Well, it's as simple as that. Yeah, no good pencils with it. Have some coffee. Right. So now I've got these dab into a tiny bit of paint, a bit more of that blue, a bit more of that brown. See what? Oh, that's making a. That blue and brown's just made a lovely green as it was, so I'll just use that. Right, so I'm going about here, just doing the same thing. Some trees like that. I think I'm going to go just brown on its own now and just stick a bit of that in. It's got to come down into this, reflecting into this water a bit more, I think. There we are. Now I'm going to get some more brown. I'm going to get some Payne's grey and all. See what that looks like. Just keep adding a bit more to my brush. There we are. Right, I think what I'm going to do now, chisel my brush like that. In fact, now let's get some paint on my brush first. Right, quite a bit of paint on my brush. And then I'm going to chisel it, and then I'm going to just sort of try and make these trees look a bit closer. Right, so that's that. That's chiseled like that. Look. So to make them look closer, I'm just doing that. Just makes them look a bit nearer. Same down at the bottom in reflections there. There we are, happy with that. Now then, some more coffee. I think we need now. In fact, let's mix up now a really brown colour. I've not washed my brush because any green what's left in this brown will look like bits of moss and stuff. And so that'll suit me if it's got a bit of green in. In fact, it's gone nearly totally brown anyway, so I might even stick a bit of green back in. So I think it'll just suit it. I've got, so this has gone to nearly pure burnt umber now, so I'm sticking a bit of Rucker's green back in it. Bit more, I think. There. And I'll even pop a tiny bit of Payne's grey in as well. Yeah, that's perfect. Right, put in. I'm just going to have a massive tree here. Let's get this tree massive. That's it. All my light's got to come in that way, hasn't it? I'll have a darker side to this then down here. Have a darker side there. Okay, well, there's some bark on it probably. Something like that. A good way to do a bit of bark is with this brush. Put a bit of bark on it like that. That can be my roots. Look, that's good way. I like doing roots with this. Even on this dark side, there's still bark. So there's my bark. Yeah. Right. Get some more paint on my brush, so I'll get loads of burnt umber. Absolutely loads. Stick that in this green. So I'm going for a really. I've got Ucker's green, burnt umber. I'm going to stick loads of Payne's grey in and all. Payne's grey. Right, I'll try this. So, where will this start? Some of these trees come down dead low and some don't start till quite high. Tell you what, I'm going to have this one starting quite high. Good bit there. I think we'll have another one there. just thinking I'm going to stick some more green in. Them as behind and them in front. So this one with more green in. It's going to be in front. This one's more green. So that's coming in front there like that. And that one, there's a bit there. Like that. And then this can come right across there like that. Something like that. Right. Now I need some, I think, probably need some, I'm going to go jet black. I'm going to come right into this bottom bit with jet black. Just to do the underside, so this will look like the underside, where it's more shadowed, where the sun's not going through. I'm going to do with this dark bit here, because that's behind there, I'll put my bark back in there, and there's a bit there, isn't there, what goes behind, so my bark's still in them bits, and a bit there, look, so where my bark's still going through it, that's it, and then, right, I've done that right. Yeah, that's a light bit. That's a light. I think I need to go through that bit. Right. Let me just. I still haven't actually. In fact, I am going to wash my brush. I'm going to wash my brush out. And come in some lighter colour. Get some nice bit of green and I'm mixing it with some white. It's too wet at the minute now. Squeeze some of that into there. Right, let's say a minute and paint some of these rocks before I do that, perhaps. Shall I? Oh, shit, no. I want to get it before it dries. I can't make my mind up. It's just. Let's have a go. Right, so I think that one's there. So I'll put that stuff in, and I probably shouldn't have done. I think that's the top of that one, and the black's the bottom bit. So that's that. Now this one's the same, isn't it? Yeah. I think I've got it now. I'm confused as Miss Anna. There we are, and then that one's in front there. So, and then them others are behind. Right. Might even stick a tiny bit of yellow in, just in a couple of places. That's it. And then I'm going to come back into darker green to come in on bottom bits. Maybe just put some bits in on them as well. And then some more sort of really dark. So I've still got whatever's on brush there, that dirty green, and I've just gone into some jet black. I'm just going to put some of these shadow colours back in again on this. Probably paint's a bit runny really. Never mind, it'll probably look alright when it's dried. Right, let's get some rocks in there. Pretty much just got same colour on brush there at that. Get some rocks in. Behind there. Get some more green in there. Some grasses in and all. Let's get a bit of yellow in for some grasses. Some bits of yellow for grasses, look. There we are. That's it. Right. Get some rocks in with this one. That's a rock there. That's a rock there. Rock there. Let's get a few more in. grasses. Right then. Couple there, a few, definitely a few there, a couple there. So let's make gracias. Right, I think probably have a dry now. Let's have a dry. It hasn't dried properly, but it's a bit better. Right, let's have a look. I think I've used too wet a paint on that bit there, really. But, right. This brush, stick in some waterlines. I've still got paint on this brush because I thought, well, I nearly only use it for waterlines, so I'm not bothered washing my white paint off. Right, so there's going to be a waterline there. Not got enough water on my brush. Some council pop on this brush. Better. This will dry a hell of a lot lighter when it's dried, so although it's looking a bit much at the minute, it'll be okay. I'm going to dab them bits at the bottom there because they're a bit much and all. Right. Something like that. Across there, let's have a bit another one about there like that. And then maybe some, maybe some there like that. That'll do. So that's some water lines. Like I say, they'll dry a lot fainter in a minute. Right. I think we're about done. Could do with a bit more of a choppy look to this, really. And then a bit really dark underneath there. There we are, something like that. Could even come down here and do a bit more darks on there, bring it a bit closer. Couple of low lights. I could come in top of there and put a bit of land in. I don't know if it's worth it or not. Got that many colours on my brush. I'll give my brush a wash. See if I can recreate that colour what sort gone with there. I think it was just blue and brown, wasn't it? So yeah, a bit of white, a bit of blue and a bit of brown. Try me brush a bit, just sort of maybe pop a little, like what looks like a little bit of land in there. That'll do. Don't know if you can tell I've done that. That's roughly about it. I'll just move my tree over to the other side really. So, yeah. I think what I've done is I've ended up with this. Ended up using too much water in my paint on that, so I've not quite got the stipply effect that I wanted, but it don't look bad, does it? So, let's put what's that there? There's a dot there, so that can be a bird. That's Peter. That's Paul. Flying about. Put a bleedy in there. Boy, do it. Bertie D. That's it. Job's